Woohoo. Hi, I'm Kelly.
And hi, I'm Geoff.
And this is Blueprints for Belonging, where we're exploring how to build conscious connection in a disconnected world.
Because belonging doesn't happen by accident.
Mm-hmm.
It happens by design. Hey, Kelly.
Hey.
She's already giggling.
I'm already here. Yes, I was here way before this. Yeah. Well, our episode is kind of coming from something pretty real for some people. We're talking about texting today. Mm-hmm. Talking about when we send text messages.
Mm-hmm.
How sometimes that's a way to get disconnected pretty quickly from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we would just like to share a little bit more about our world
as we see it.
As we see it. And texting is one of those ways we get texting or emails or others, even social media. Sometimes we get disconnected from others, from the way we might respond to that message that we might have received. So,
and you'd be amazed at how quickly it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even conflict or disagreement. It was misinterpretation.
Mm-hmm.
Same word, different meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're not all working from a shared pool of knowledge.
Well, now, just think about it. We're in our era of digital communication. It's fast. It's supposed to be efficient. It's supposed to get the message across quickly, but sometimes...
Right, and sometimes it's super efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So when, like case in point, when somebody knows you really well,
mm-hmm.
and they receive a text from you,
mm-hmm.
they will ascribe your tone that they know from previous experience with you to that text.
You were mad at me.
Right. They will hear it exactly how they are certain that that's how you meant it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a recipe for argument.
So good. So a little bit we're talking about interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
Same words, different meanings, but they're going to be interpreted differently. So,
yeah.
And it's not, sometimes we put assumptions in there too. We're assuming something is needed, or somebody wants something, or somebody needs something right now.
Yep, his name is Bruce.
I want to go for a walk. I have to go for a walk right now.
Yeah, we got to finish this recording.
Right.
Sorry, boy. Because this is a digital era, communication is constant, yet misunderstanding feels way more common.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this one's very near and dear to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because it was a text exchange between Kelly and I that spurred her to say, I know what episode 7 is going to be.
Well, it just kind of stood out for me. Not because I think I want to correct anything. I'm just saying this happens to the best of us. It happens to just about everybody.
Right.
And let's talk about it. Let's pull it out and let's talk about it and help people understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Because I've been on the other end of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, Kelly understood what I meant and was very gracious about it and didn't react.
Mm-hmm.
She responded. Mm-hmm. But I have been in text conversations that went exactly the opposite direction. Mm-hmm. It was, I think in many cases it was, and this was the same person that I've had this happen numerous times, a couple times over the past few years. And my desire to be right
mm-hmm.
was the cause
of a disconnection
for me.
Mm-hmm.
pushing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just a disaster waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you get in situations like that, you get the whole, well, you're yelling at me And I'm like,
All right,
how
so
am I yelling?
that's another distortion that we talked about, which is personalization.
Mm-hmm,
So we personalize every one of those. This is something that you're
Right.
doing to hurt or harm me,
Uh-huh.
or you're against me, or rather than
Right.
seeing it situationalized. So
Right.
that this is something that's come up for you. Like I shared in the other episode about this guy running the red light when I clearly had a green light, but I don't know what's going on for that person.
Right.
But we can create that us versus them type of thinking, and it's disconnecting. So,
Yeah, because it's one versus the other. And if there's a versus involved, you know it's about disconnection. Yeah. So, texting is a hybrid communication system with different implicit expectations. Wow. That is
feels
so
simple.
true.
Yeah, it can be simple, but it's complex. But sometimes texting, or sometimes I think people use texting like it's a conversation. It's a tool. It's to help you work on something, to get some data across. Yet in a conversation, like you and I are having a conversation, if I just say, yeah, that's great, where does our conversation go?
Right. No, it doesn't go anywhere.
It
just
stops.
got killed.
Right.
Yeah.
So part of that is kind of being aware that just like in any other conversations, it's relational, it's spontaneous, it's emotional, and a lot of times a lot of that information is missing from the text.
Oh, well, yeah. Tone, tone of voice, and intonation in your speech, as well as, of course, facial expressions and any hand gestures, are invisible in text and in email, for that matter, you know, because it's just the text. So you must be careful about your words. You must choose your words wisely.
Or be aware of the words. Be aware of the
Right.
words that we're using.
Okay.
So be aware, using that. There's
She's always softening the blow.
Softening the blow. Being aware is we want to practice awareness, not expectations. We want to, because when we have those expectations of how somebody is supposed to be or how I'm supposed to be, expectations are always going to fail us. So,
Yep.
so then the expectation becomes the problem, not the person.
Right.
Because now I have this preconceived idea that I want something done my way or the way it should be done. It's kind of like a boundary.
Yeah.
We talked about that before, but
Right.
we have these expectations. It's kind of like a boundary. But we have this that people should pay attention to what my boundaries are if they love or care about me. But you haven't really told us what
told them about
you haven't told what the boundaries are or what they're about.
Right. Invisible boundaries can't be kept
Correct.
because nobody knows about them.
Right.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that reminds me of, I don't know how many people who are listening remember the show WKRP in Cincinnati.
Good show.
It was a brilliant show. I love that show so much. But it shows
If you
my
haven't
age.
if you haven't seen it, just go watch it. You can still find it.
You can still find it on YouTube. But Les Nessman was one of the characters, and he was like a sales agent or something. I forget exactly what he was, but he worked in a bullpen sort of area, and he really wanted his space. So he taped his office walls and door in and expected someone to wait outside until he answered them. Well, nobody did that. And even though he tried to make it a visible boundary, it wasn't going to work like that because, well, they liked fucking with him, actually. So
Well, I think, yeah. See, I think if you establish that collaboration, that, hey, this is what I'm looking for and this is what I would like to have. And do you have any other ways that we can get
we
you
might achieve that.
might achieve that? Then we have that collaboration. But if it's like just cooperate or do it my way, then it's not going to be
Right. People won't be very receptive to it.
correct.
Yep.
So it's about a power over. Do it my way.
Right. Do it my way or the highway. Yeah. definitely power
So
over.
neither of those are wrong. Just, kind of, like I said, we talked a little bit about how when we have these expectations that they're supposed to go a certain way, then that's where I think we start to
Right.
have issues.
That's what we're hoping people will start to notice is those expectations that they have. Because expectations are personal. They come from inside us. And we don't often share those with other people until it's to the point where we're angry about it because you didn't meet my expectations.
Now, let me just ask you this question. So, with your working, you have different ways of communicating with people that you work with than you have with your friends.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd be really more explicit about what you're going to share with them in a work environment than you might necessarily be with your friends.
Yes, that's fair to say.
Yeah. Because I want to keep those relationships
Right.
really in working order.
I want to keep my income.
Right.
So, yeah, I got to play really nice.
Right.
Much nicer than I might allow for my close friendships.
So we have work mode versus relational mode. And sometimes that emotional sharing versus the informational change can sometimes explode is a good way to kind of they or for sometimes some people might share something within a relationship and it might be taken the other person is trying to be efficient or task focused and it might be taken in a way that when they hear it or read it that they're applying all of those possible ways we're supposed to be in a relationship, like I thought we respected each other, or I thought we, had a friendship, or, they start to apply all of those. And then when it's not the response that they expected, they might blow up at the other person and say, why did you say that? Or why did you do that? Or can't believe you said it that way,
Right. Now I'm all freaking out and you're like, what did I do? Yeah. Choose your words. That's part of the choice of the generating choice.
Yes, yeah. Choose. You have choice. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
so when we can share context, like a lot of times if sometimes we don't have context about something, like somebody might just come up to you and say, I start talking about something or whatever, and even in a text, did you get that whatever? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I need context. Some clues, right.
Because if not, then people just start guessing about stuff, and we want to create a way that is connecting. So even in that, we might want to be aware of how we're sending this message. And
the receiver's
how they might receive
emotional state that you may or may not be aware of can help you make a decision on how to address that text. Yeah, because it's also about response. So somebody sends you a text that you don't understand the context and you need more information. So,
do you want to share your text?
The one from today? Oh, okay. Well, maybe in a second. Yeah. Okay. But this is like, so your response could be a snarky, shitty response. Like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Just stop it. Or you could say, I'm sorry, I don't understand what the context is. Could you please offer me a little more information?
So taking the time to slow down and ask for more information.
Yeah, because the text explosion that can happen on either side, and it can drag the other one in or not. And so it's important to be thoughtful in your communication, regardless of whether you're sending or receiving.
Well, without that context, people start guessing.
Right, and you don't want that.
Guessing leads to misunderstandings.
Right.
So you want to be really clear about things. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Clarity is where it's at. So, nervous system. Yeah. The nervous system constantly scans for belonging and safety cues. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your nervous system might be really tired if it's been doing that your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people who have had that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And turning it off is really difficult to do when it's been running nonstop for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the brain generates meaning rapidly, sometimes too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you need the pause to, slow down, brain. Let me think about this.
Another thing our brain does is that we're really highly sensitive to being perceived of being dismissed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And sometimes not intending to
Can
do
be a
anything
big trigger for
can be a
some
big
people.
trigger for other people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So being aware of how you're sending a text message or how you're responding to something is kind of what we're presenting or offering. So
Right. Well, and case in point.
Mm-hmm.
So this morning, I was at work. I'm not usually at work on Thursdays, but I went in for a few hours to do some stuff I had to do. And I get a text from Kelly, and she sent me an audio recording that I started to listen to, and I'm like, this isn't a song, because she mentioned a song in the text, and so I was getting a little confused about it. And then the song showed up, and then a message saying, see you about 1 p.m. or earlier if you'd like. And I say, okay, what was the first thing you sent? Because I didn't understand how it related to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote, I'm working and can't take distractions. See you around 1. Very direct, very just incredibly direct, actually. But
we're friends.
But we are. We're
friends.
We're
We're
good
close friends. And yet I'm just sharing this because I think it's a good topic for our belonging podcast.
Absolutely, it is.
Because there's sometimes, even with good friends, but we're focused on language and communication skills. There's not a lot of people that are focused on language and communication skills that are good friends. Okay, just to let you know.
Right.
Because it'd be also maybe having a podcast as well. But anyway, so sometimes when we get these messages that you're efficient with what you're doing,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not efficient. I'm sharing something that I'm really excited about. I want to share it with you.
Right.
And I'm learning.
And you didn't know that I was working today because I don't normally work on Thursdays.
You don't work on Thursdays, right. And so I was like, that was odd.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And her response was wonderful. It was, no worries, see you at 1 p.m.
Right.
And I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, so sharing those types of things, we're, part of our work here in our podcast is being open. We're not perfect. We don't expect anybody else to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We are working on our own stuff that we're working on, our own connection skills, our own growth. So anyway, so our brain psychologically shifts to, you didn't even like my stuff. You didn't even say, oh yeah, or nothing. That's where your brain might go. That's the dog in the room shaking, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we look for that perceived dismissal, and that's where we sometimes land or focus. Mm-hmm. And so then we can get disconnected, not only from ourselves, but from other people. So
right.
This is why we're bringing this up, because the brain likes to create meaning really fast.
Yeah, way before conscious reasoning ever kicks in.
Right.
And this is like, no, I need that reasoning. I need to figure this out.
Well, it tries to fill in the gap. If I'm not getting it, then I'm trying to fill in the gap to try to make sense of it. So.
Oh my gosh. I saw this thing on YouTube. It was a video of 2 pictures of famous people, that were changing rapidly, and there was a plus in the middle, and you're supposed to just focus on the plus and not look at the faces, and they begin getting really, really distorted and looking really funny. But then if you switch to looking at them, they're normal. They are normal. It's what the brain does. It is trying to fill in the blanks as you're focusing on this other thing, and those images are flashing by. And
Isn't that great that you have that as a right now?
Yeah, it messes them up because the brain is not perfect. The brain is trying its hardest, but it's often not good enough.
It's just there.
It's just what it is. Yeah. But it needs the conscious reasoning to round things out.
That's a good story. That's a good. I'll have to try to see if I can find it. We tend to personalize stuff too, about if something happens, or the text message, or even in social media, people they think they're responding to some person's message or something that's on, and they're trying to give their advice or how they should do it, kind of thing.
Right.
The best thing to do is not respond.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard one too.
Yeah. Or here's the other one: say thank you.
Right.
And then that will stop them.
Right.
If you say thank you, it stops any of that pretty quickly.
Right. It kind of ends it.
So anyway, we try to personalize these messages about what they mean for us. So for me, I saw and heard he's busy. He's got some stuff he's got to do. I don't want to think I'm not a distraction to him. I'm just sharing something. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just sharing stuff because this is how we communicate with each other.
Right.
But there's some people that don't like texting at all. There's some people that's only email me.
Right.
Or call me. Don't use texting whatsoever.
Yep.
So anyway, we're adding all of these things because these are other ways we get disconnected from each other, and we just want to bring this attention to being aware of how we get disconnected.
Be aware of how you connect and how you disconnect, because awareness is the first step. It's a wonderful thing.
So for some people, work, stress, living,
right.
It takes up a lot of energy, space. And stuff.
It takes up a lot of their life. Yep. And they don't really have time, or they don't think they have time. The thing is, the pause we're talking about to consider your response before reacting, it doesn't necessarily require that much time. It depends on the situation, and I have a situation in my own life where I did not pause.
So now I'm going to guess that you use a different method. You're aware of reactions. And when you react, you get disconnected.
Yeah, big time.
And so you're now practicing pausing when you notice you get a reaction out of yourself.
Well, it's about noticing my own self. So it's like, I'm being triggered by this. I need
having
to
some
stop
emotions
and think about it before I actually respond. Yeah. That's the plan. That situation hasn't happened again or anything like it, so I haven't been able to put it to use. But I am much more aware of it than I was before. So I am happy about that because I wrote about it in my journal and I did some serious thinking about it, and it's like that's more attention than I gave it before.
Yeah, you're aware of it. You know about it.
Yep. I do.
So now in this place and space where we are, a lot of times people try to use boundaries to try to get their needs met. And boundaries are great to have. And I use the metaphor of a fence. I say, I have this fence in my backyard. Don't you dare cross it. Like, I'm not going to come across that fence. I'm not going to go anywhere near your fence. I know. Just don't cross my fence.
Okay.
You know?
Thanks for letting me know.
Right. So boundaries, if you're not aware of somebody's boundaries, because they might not have the language to share their boundary with them.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm at work, I don't really take texts. I'm just letting you know that I might not respond to your text when I'm at work. Not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting you know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might not respond to an email very quickly because I've got other things that I'm doing, and I'll have to take some time on my computer, not my phone, to deal with the email. That's different for me. I can look easier for things. So, again, it's about how we frame it, how we use it, and boundaries are important. I'm not saying they don't have them. Just be aware of if I'm applying my boundary to somebody else and they're not aware of it, that might be a way that you might get disconnected from somebody.
Right. If they're unaware of it, they can't hold that boundary for you. Yeah, it's that simple. It's about communication. Tell them about it.
Do you want me to put my fence in your bedroom or in your house?
No.
Okay.
No, but I only have half a fence in my front yard now, so I could use a little bit of fence right there. If you're willing to give me part of it.
Yeah. So boundaries without a shared context can sometimes feel confusing or rejecting. Yet when people discuss those where that fence might belong, they come up with it collaboratively. I agree to making sure that I don't text you in case it's an emergency, and I will make sure I tell you in that text message it's an emergency. So
that's an easy boundary to meet. Yeah. And most people are pretty accommodating, actually. Most people don't want to cross your boundary unknown. Why would they? You know, most people want to get along, so help them. Help them get along with you better.
So for you,
Wow.
I need to stay focused right now.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard with, yeah.
That's what he says. I need to
Bruce's
stay focused.
friend is outside playing with her ball. Yeah. Oh,
Not
he
fair.
is sad.
It's not fair.
Oh,
Just not fair. Well, anyway, so we are sharing this because our digital communication has evolved faster than our etiquette. And that we just want to bring this awareness to how these get disconnected very easily and quickly, and to practice responding versus reacting to things that might have kind of come up that way. So, anyway, so I'm going to offer that this is a good place for us to put our pause. This kind of a pause, PAWS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this kind of pause needs attention.
Yes, needs attention.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap this episode up.
I know, boyfriend. Well, anyway, so our misinterpretation is always there's always a possibility for it, and connection isn't about being perfect or trying to be perfect in every situation. It is about noticing and about working on staying connected and practicing that connection. And a lot of those are about the words that we use. So anyway, so that's just kind of my
because if you're just doing this and for the first couple times you notice that you said something after the fact, you can always repair the situation. You can always go back to that person and apologize for what you said if it deserves an apology or whatever you need to repair it. So it's not lost because just because I slipped up and I said it again. Don't be so hard on yourself because you're human. And we all make mistakes.
Right, so practice that kindness with yourself.
Yeah.
Well, what's our reflection word for this week?
It's consider. Consider the other person.
That's what he's asking.
Yeah, he's asking. Consider taking me outside.
Please take me outside.
Please.
Right. Well, anyway, thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate you being here.
Yes, we do. See you next week.
Yep. Thanks for listening to Blueprints for Belonging. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow. Leave a 5-star rating for us and share it with a friend.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. Your support helps us keep building conscious connection in this disconnected world.
Okay.